Thank you to Josh Irwin, Tabby Stuber, Mike Stuber, Drew Romig, and Caden and Tyler Scott for presenting the colors.
Driver, A.J. Hennis in the 36. Outside of him, your last feature winner here, car number 19, current track record holder, that is Trent Stevens. Trent Stevens. Behind him in car number 64 is Jim Paler. Jim Paler in car number 64. Outside of him is the 88 of A.J. Lasecki. And Austin Berg in the 59. Oh, I'm sorry, Jonathan back in the 88 car. Green flag, and we're off and underway with J.J. Hennis on the inside. Trent Stevens in that outside groove will take the early lead down the backstretch. Here comes Jim Paler. Paler, your fast man of the night. Looking to the high side of J.J. Hennis. Hennis in the 36 car. Able to hold him off on that lap. Now, Jim Paler looks to the high side once again, coming out of turn number 2. Down the backstretch, unable to make the move there. JJ doing a great job in the 36 car, holding on to that number 2 spot. Paler all over him, though, with Jonathan Lasecki and the 59 of Austin Berg. Austin, a rookie as well, his first time ever in a super modified. So Trent Stevens leading them around. J.J. Hennis holding on to that number 2 spot. Jim Paler all over him, trying to make something work. Can't seem to get around him. Every time he goes to the high side, he pushes. Trent Stevens coming up on lap traffic. Austin Berg trying to do a good job of staying out of the way. Oh, went down to the low side. Stevens able to get on the brakes and get up and around him. Now Hennis and Paler will come up on lap traffic in turns number 1 and 2. Oh, he goes a little bit high, then comes back down low. John Hennis, or J.J. Hennis, sorry. John, his dad, wrenching on the car back there. Jim Paler, that's where the battle at. The battle is for the number 2 spot. J.J. Hennis, I keep doing it. J.J. Hennis. The white flag comes out to Trent Stevens in the 19 car. Stevens takes the white flag. One more lap for him. One more lap for J.J. to try to hold off Jim Paler. Paler on a charge now down the high side. Paler looked to the high side, couldn't make it work. Trent Stevens gets the win. Now he's going to look down low as they come out of 4. Checker flag. J.J. Hennis going to get second. Jim Paler third. And the 88 of Jonathan Lasecki rounding out the field. So that is heat race number 1 here this evening. 12 cars on hand. I believe we'll see 11 in heat race action, 12 in the main event here this evening. Cars right on the front line. Mike McVetta coming out of turn number 4. Rich Reed goes a little bit too fast too soon. Edwards not keeping up with him, so they were not square coming off of turn number 4. So the race director So again, we need them wheel to wheel coming off of turn number 4 to give them the green flag. Rich Reed will set the pace. It's up to Kyle Edwards to keep up beside him. Mid-Vid right behind him. Mid-Vid pretty fast in qualifying. Right before qualifying, the last round of practice, Mid-Vid broke the transition from the drive shaft to the rear end. As that part failed, they were able to get it swapped out, get him out into qualifying, and now have him here in the heat race. Yeah, they start way too. Green flag is out and running. Here comes Kyle Edwards up to the high side. Edwards to the high side. Trying to take that number one spot away from Rich Reed. They battle wheel to wheel down the backstretch. Reed getting pinched a little bit in the corner will slow him down. And there goes Kyle Edwards to the high side now. Edwards takes over the lead. No! Rich Reed bobbles hard. Here comes Mid-Vid. Mid-Vid to the number 2 spot. Rich Reed falls back into the number 3 spot. Here comes A.J. Lisecki in front of John Evans now for the 4th spot. Car number 11, Kyle Edwards out of Tennessee, has been tearing it up this year and currently is tied for the points lead. Mid-Vid, though, on the low side. Mike Mid-Vid in car number 22 going to take the lead. Kyle Edwards starting to get really loose coming off the corner. This time by, halfway down, halfway to go for Mike Mid-Vid, Kyle Edwards, Rich Reed, A.J. Lisecki, and John Evans, the rookie John Evans in car number 38. Mid-Vid coming up now on lap traffic. John Evans out there gets the sign that he needs to keep a consistent lane. That faster traffic is coming. Mid-Vid has got about a 3/4 front stretch lead. Kyle Edwards now getting by Evans, and so is Rick Reed. White flag this time by for the Rocket chassis, number 22 of Mike Mid-Vid out of Medina, Ohio. He gets the checkered flag this time by Kyle Edwards, who's pushing a little bit off before, gets the checkered flag, followed by Rich Reed. In 3rd place, A.J. Lisecki in the number 8, and the number 38, John Evans. Mike Mid-Vid, again, a mechanical engineer for NASA. Perfection.
Field in turn number 3, getting ready to go green flag racing. Jerry DeVore and Brandon France, green flag in the air. Jerry DeVore, Brandon France, still side by side off of turn number 2. And France will lead by a nose at the line. Brandon France still battling in the outside lane. Jerry DeVore on the bottom in the number 4. DeVore and France still side by side for lap number 2. Still side by side racing. Jerry DeVore, your race leader by a nose. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 laps to go for DeVore and the 28 of Brandon France. Jonathan Ritter, Philip Cox in row 2. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Jerry DeVore starting to push up just a little bit. He'll have the race lead. Brandon France going to lose 2nd, going to lose 3rd. Here comes the Mountain State Missile, Jonathan Ritter, subbing for Cody Stoll in the 45. Ryan Tedesco in the 17, looking to the outside. White flag next time around. DeVore still hanging on out front. White flag for Jerry DeVore in the number 4. Ryan Tedesco on the outside of Jonathan Ritter for second. DeVore still your race leader. Final time through 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4, your winner going to be Jerry DeVore. Jonathan Ritter will finish second. And Ryan Tedesco finishes third. Lewis McGrath fourth. And Philip Cox in fifth. So pulling to the line, your winner of heat race number 1 from Midvale, Ohio in the DeVore's Auto Repair, Rent to Own, Buckeye Tire and Brake, WSO, Antique Furniture, and Don & Jerry's Pizzeria. Sponsor number 4. Put your hands together for Jerry DeVore. The 75 of Bobby DeVore, the second. Feature winner this year, the 15 of Kyle Finlayson. Those are your front 4. 8-lap heat race number 2 is green. Bryant Smith with the race lead through 3 and 4. The 16 of J.D. Lawson alongside, or behind rather, almost 3 wide in the back of the pack. As things get squared away, the 75 of Bobby DeVore, the 15 is Kyle Finlayson. Side by side for that third spot. Oh, Kenny Feaster Jr. almost loses it in front of the field. Caution on the speedway. Getting ready to go green. 3 laps complete, 5 to go in heat number 2 for the Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds. Green flag in the air. Smith halfway home, J.D. Lawson, and then side by side for third between DeVore, Finlayson, DR3, and Jewell. Bryant Smith still leads. J.D. Lawson second. Bobby DeVore third. DR3 slow on the front straightaway as he will pull pit side. White flag for Bryant Smith. And checkered flag in the air for Bryant Smith. J.D. Lawson second. Bobby DeVore, the third, finishes third. The 28 of Glenn Jewell finishes fourth. And Kenny Feaster Jr. in fifth. Here, so they will run their feature after the street stocks. So again, our Ross Mountain Barbecue mini trucks, Ron Hoopengartner Jr. on the pole, Tia Henry alongside. The 00, Blake Ripley. The 442 of Connor McLean. The 31 is Bill Aubil. The 99 is Bob Johnson. And the 443, your fastest qualifier, is Eddie McLean. Blake Ripley out to the race lead. Bill Aubil in the 31 up to second. Tia Henry third. Johnson and McLean fourth. Tia Henry up the racetrack and gets in. Big accident on the back straightaway. Big accident on the back straightaway. Big accident on the back straightaway. So the 20K, she's waving down there. Great to see. Glad Tia Henry, rookie driver in the mini truck division, is okay. She will collect her rollover trophy at the banquet coming up in November. Green flag in the air. Blake Ripley, Bill Obio, Bob Johnson. Blake Ripley, your race leader. Bob Johnson, second. Bill Obio, third. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Here comes Bob Johnson in the 99 to the outside of Blake Ripley. Ripley going to smoke that left front tire through turns 3 and 4. Bob Johnson going to lead at the line. Johnson doesn't quite have the inside lane. Now he does. Blake Ripley back to second, lapping the truck of Ron Hoopengartner Jr. Bill Obio in the 31 in third. White flag for Bob Johnson. Checkered flag, Bob Johnson, your winner. Blake Ripley going to pull off to the infield. Bill Abil will finish second. Blake Ripley will cross the line in third. And Ron Hoopengartner Jr. in fourth. So again, 2 street stock heat races. 8-lap heat race number 1 for the street stocks. Bryant Smith. Green flag is in the air. Bryant Smith with a good start. Kyle Grove going to battle back on the bottom. Side by side into turn number 3. Grove on the bottom. Smith on the high side. Through 3 and 4. Still side by side. Kyle Grove by a nose at the line. Grove, your race leader. Bryant Smith still battling in that outside lane. Still side by side for third between Koger and Wood. Kyle Grove now clear of Bryant Smith. He is your race leader, 2 laps complete. Smith going to drop in behind. Here comes Koger trying to clear the 22 of Kylie Wood. He does. Kylie Wood going to fall in behind. Front 4, front 5, single file. Kyle Grove halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Kyle Grove got a loose race car. That rear end stepping out each and every time off of the corner, but he's making it fast. Loose is fast around Midvale Speedway. Kyle Grove, your race leader. White flag for Kyle Grove, Bryant Smith, Zach Koger. Off turn number 4, heat race number 1 to Kyle Grove. Bryant Smith second, Zach Koger third, Kylie Wood in fourth. Jason Gruhl rounding out the top 5. And Keys Car sponsored. Put your hands together for Kyle Grove. So final street stock heat race, then we'll bring our MSS Super Modifieds out for their 30-lap feature. We'll do our Frisbee toss and t-shirt giveaway, so make sure you have the kids get ready as we move into heat race number 2, rather. Starting on the pole, the 73 is TJ Dreyer from Yorksville, Ohio. Alongside the 55 is Kyler Bertram. The number 10 is Katie Wood. The 74 is Bob Passwaters Jr. The number 44 is Brandon Donley. The 54 is the Mineral City Marauder, Chase Berkey. And the 64, a couple feature wins for Ian Porco this season. Field will get the 1 to go signal this time. 8-lap heat race number 2 for the Snap-on Tools by Doug Pool Street Stocks. TJ Dreyer in about his 3rd night of racing in that number 73. Kyler Bertram, the old veteran of mini trucks and street stocks here at Midvale and Barberton. Katie Wood moved up about mid-season from a compact. She's done a really nice job moving up into that 3rd Wood RPM Motorsports sponsored number 10. The 74, Bob Passwaters Jr., many years around here. Brandon Donley, sophomore driver. Chase Berkey, a sophomore, as well as Ian Porco. So getting ready to go green, TJ Dreyer and Kyler Bertram. Bertram going to have the advantage through turn number 1. Dreyer gave him a little shot to the left rear. And Bertram will have the race lead through 3 and 4. Lap number 1, Kyler Bertram, your race leader. TJ Dreyer second. TJ Dreyer hanging on to that second spot. Pass Waters third, still side by side between Katie Wood and Chase Berkey for the fourth spot. Bob Passwaters Jr. to the inside of TJ Dreyer. Dreyer moves up the racetrack. Passwaters to the inside. Move Passwaters Jr. to second. Kyler Bertram way out front in the 55. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. The 10 of Katie Wood to the inside of TJ Dreyer for third. Here comes Brandon Donnelly for fourth. And Dreyer almost and will spin out in turn number 2. TJ Dreyer spins in turn 2. Caution on the speedway. Still 2 laps to go to settle this street stock heat race number 2. Kyler Bertram and Passwaters, green back in the air. Passwaters hanging in that outside lane. Here comes Katie Wood up to the third spot. Good run by Bertram through 3 and 4. White flag in the air. Final time into turn number 3. Still side by side. Who's it going to be? Kyler Bertram off of 4. He'll win. Bob Passwaters Jr. in second. Katie Wood finishes third. Ian Porco fourth. And Brandon Donnelly in fifth. So pulling to the line, heat race number 2 winner in the number 55 from Akron, Ohio. In the RPM Auto Sales, Joe's Auto, Tony Newman Roofing, Lakes Auto Recycling sponsored, number 55. Put your hands together for Kyler Bertram. And I'll go ahead and send it down to Doug Neubauer. Doug, take it away, my friend.
And get ready to go racing here. 30 laps of Midwest Super Modified racing action coming at you. On the pole, the 55 of Rich Reed. Outside of him, J.J. Hennis. Row number 2, Trent Stevens. Outside of him, Mike McVetta. Row 3, outside of him, Kyle Edwards. The Lasecki brothers in that 4th row. Jonathan AJ on the inside. Jonathan on the outside. John Evans back there with Austin Berg. The green flag's out. We're off and underway. Rich Reed does a great job of holding the lead so far, but here comes Trent Stevens looking to the low side. J.J. Hennis trying to hold on to the number 2 spot on the high side. Trent Stevens right below him. Here comes Mike McVetta as well. McVetta now tries the low side of Trent Stevens. Trent shuts the door. McVetta has to back off just a little bit now down the backstretch. Trent Stevens wheel to wheel with J.J. Hennis. Hennis brushes the wall a little bit coming down the front stretch. That backs Kyle Edwards up a little bit along with Mike McVetta. McVetta drops back into the number 5 spot now. Rich Reed, Trent Stevens, J.J. Hennis, Kyle Edwards trying to make his way up. Mike McVetta, the fast man, one of the fast men here tonight. Followed by Jim Paler, the fast man here tonight. And Lasecki, J.J. Hennis. Now down the backstretch, loses that position to the 11 of Kyle Edwards. Edwards takes over the number 3 spot. J.J. Hennis able to hold on to the number 4 spot as Rich Reed now comes up upon lap traffic. Austin Blurg goes into the infield. John Evans gets the passing flag. He knows to hold his line. He does so down the backstretch. Rich Reed takes him over along with Trent Stevens, and here comes Kyle Edwards. Kyle Edwards down the low side as well, trying to track down the number 19 of Trent Stevens. Trent Stevens has done a great job of getting to that number 2 spot, but it's Rich Reed holding on to the lead. Right now, Kyle Edwards, the fastest car on the track, though. Kyle Edwards in that 11 car, the fastest car out on the track, is now starting to close in on Trent Stevens. So the 55 of Rich Reed so the yellow flag will come out. So 10 laps have been completed. 20 remaining. And this is not what Rich Reed wanted to hear. So the 55 of Rich Reed will go to the back of the field as he broke out. The rules in Midwest Super Modified Series is you qualify and then you must run within 0.3 of a second. Was the fastest car on the track. Let's see what happens. The green flag's out. We're off and underway once again. Trent Stevens, your race leader. But watch Kyle Edwards right behind him. Trent with a great run off the start. Here comes Paler. Paler, your fast man of the night. Down to the low side of J.J. Hennes. He takes over the number 3 spot. Trent Stevens holding on in the number 19. Kyle Edwards behind him. Here comes Jim Paler in the 64. Mike Mid-Vid putting the pressure on J.J. Hennes along with the 8. A.J. Lasecki in that number 8 car. Right behind Mid-Vid has a problem on that one. Oh, we got a spin. Caution off of turn number 2 as the caution flag comes out. Jim Paler loops it around, gets loose going into turn number 1, tries to hang on to it, but loops it around. The green flag's out. We're off and underway. Racing Trent Stevens. Holding on to the lead. Not quite the run he had before. There he gets it off of turn number 2. Kyle Edwards has to get on the binders a little bit in turn number 1 and 2, and that slows him down. He is starting to track down Trent Stevens once again, as he is still faster than Trent Stevens, but able to hold him down this time by halfway down, halfway to go. 15 in, 15 remaining. As that battle for the lead continues to heat up with Trent Stevens, Kyle Edwards. Edwards battling lap after lap, trying to keep up with Trent Stevens. He's actually turning faster lap times. Just not enough to push him through. And Jeff just reminded me again, these guys are currently tied for points at 315 apiece. J.J. Hennes, the rookie, doing a great job in number 36, holding on to that number 3 spot. John Evans holds his line, becomes lap traffic. Mid-Vid behind him, then A.J. Lasecki, Rich Reed, Jonathan Lasecki. Trent Stevens now has got to feel the pressure of Kyle Edwards. Edwards was right on his bumper. On that last lap, he closes right back in 1 and 2. Kyle Edwards has got this car figured out. He shows to the low side. Stevens shows the low side. Shuts the door on him. Kyle Edwards has to drop back. Just not enough momentum to carry him underneath Trent Stevens. Stevens doing a great job of holding on to that lead, but I tell you what, Kyle Edwards is all over him at this point. Edwards continues to be the fastest car on the track. Trent Stevens continues to be your race leader. Kyle Edwards doing all he can. He goes high to low in the corner now. Trent Stevens right on the front spot. Has to feel that pressure from the 11 of Kyle Edwards. Meanwhile, J.J. Hennes holds on to the 3rd spot. Mid-Vid, A.J. Lasecki, Rich Reed, Jim Paler. Edwards a little bit loose there, coming out of turn number 2, losing some ground. We'll see if he can't close in. Running out of laps, 26 laps in. Very fast lap times here at Midvale, causing for some great fast racing. Mid-Vid trying to get underneath J.J. Hennis. Hennis able to hold on to the number 3 spot. Hennis doing a great job as a rookie. Oh, he gets loose. There goes Mid-Vid. 2 laps to go this time by. Stevens has Kyle Edwards all over him. Out of turn number 4 down the front stretch. The white flag comes out to Trent Stevens. Edwards has to stay in line with lap traffic. A little bit slower off of turn number 2. Trent Stevens out of turn number 4 and down the front stretch. Your race winner, Trent Stevens, followed by Kyle Edwards, Mike McVetta, AJ Lasecki, J.J. Hennis, 55, Mike Reed, and the 64, Jim Paler, and the 38 car of John Evans. Sorry, that would be Jonathan in front of John Evans. So Tumdo is for the number 19, Trent Stevens. Trent doing a great job of holding on to that lead. Kyle Edwards able to show to his low side toward the end there. Unfortunately, just not enough room and wasn't up far enough. All right. So again, our Grand Marshal for tonight is down here. Are you our Frisbee winner? What's your name?
Kayla Slater.
Kayla Slater, congratulations. You get your picture taken here. Who has Frisbee number 59? Frisbee number 59 needs to come down here as well. As thanks to rounds in the last few rounds here. And he has decided to give back to the fans as well himself, as he is
of weeks, but I'll tell you what, last week they put on one of the best features from the back of the pack. He stuck in the outside lane and had a good one. 8-lap heat race for the trophy stock. Storm Johnson, Evan Worrell, and we're green. Oh, Storm Johnson up into the 07 of Worrell. The 33 way up the racetrack. I believe he's got a flat tire. Now the 61, and we got a Farkas down in turn 3. Caution on the speedway. Evan Worrell on the front row. Green flag is in the air. Evan Worrell going to have the race lead. Storm Johnson not quite there. Gets through turns 1 and 2. Much better restart out of the 33 times 3 as the 6 of Nolan Caldwell. Looking to get to the inside of Evan Worrell for the race lead. Evan Worrell, your race leader. Evan Worrell, Nolan Caldwell, Corbin Robinson, caution on the speedway. Evan Worrell and Nolan Caldwell. Nolan Caldwell to the race lead in the 6, the 07 of Evan Worrell, the 62 of Tyler Scott, the 68 of Corbin Robinson. 3 laps complete, nearing the halfway mark. Nolan Caldwell, Evan Worrell. Field off of turn number 4, halfway home. 4 in, 4 to go for Nolan Caldwell. Coming in on the white flag for Nolan Caldwell, way out in front of Tyler Scott, Corbin Robinson, Evan Worrell. White flag for Nolan Caldwell. Checkered flag, Nolan Caldwell. Tyler Scott, Corbin Robinson, Evan Worrell, Caden Scott, your top 5. My Water Doctor, Bucky Mowing, CCR Roofing, and Romar Performance Motorsports, sponsored number 6. Put your hands together for Nolan Caldwell. And the 52 of Jeremy Salinger out back. Green flag in the air, 8-lap heat race number 1. Jamie Leslie, your race leader, DR3 in that second spot. The Sizzler, Blaze Bacon, runs 3rd. Rich Dunlap, 4th. Phil Bunton Jr. in 5th. Jamie Leslie continues to lead, DR3 in 2nd. Five laps complete. Jamie Leslie and Don Rufner III. The 36 of Dunwoody. The 53 of Curtis Finlayson, your fastest qualifier. The 007 DR3 to the outside of Jamie Leslie for the race lead. 2 to go. Don Rufner III trying to take over that top spot from Jamie Leslie. Old white flag in the air. DR3 checkered flag beats Jamie Leslie by a nose. Don Rufner III, Jamie Leslie, Rich Dunlap, Curtis Finlayson, Phil Bunton Jr., your top 5. EP Photography, Ennis Hauling, Zippy's Auto and Truck Repair, Peebles Racing, and Staten Built SXX Cages, sponsored number 007, your winner, DR3. For the Bucky Mowing Compacts, Drew Romig, Sean Donnelly, your front 4. Green flag in the air. Drew Romig, your race leader. Gavin Roop still digging in that outside lane. Braden Maurer on the bottom in third. John Heidi and the 721 of Sean Donnelly battle for the fourth spot rather. Gavin Roop still there in that high lane. Drew Romig, your race leader. Caution on the speedway. The 00 of John Heidi just got into the 22 of Braden Maurer and spun him out in turn number 2. Drew Romig and the 9 of Gavin Roop, the 22 of Braden Maurer, and the 47 of Don Rufner Jr. Green flag back in the air. Drew Romig trying to hang on. Gavin Roop in that outside lane. Roop led at the line. 2 laps to go. Still side by side. Good racing up front between Romig and Gavin Roop. White flag for Drew Romig and Gavin Roop. Romig led that time at the line. Photo finish. Get your cameras ready. Drew Romig and Gavin Roop into turn number 3. Roop a nose ahead off of turn number 4. Gavin Roop to the win. 69 of Drew Romig finishes second. Don Rufner Jr. third. Mike Stuber fourth. And John Heidi in fifth. Fast Pass Metal Art sponsor number 9. Put your hands together for Gavin Roop. Alongside Ryan Alm in the 6, Zach Marshall in the 23, Mike Howery in the 57, out back, green flag in the air, along with the 0 of Alan Clark. Howery in the 57, his first time here at Midvale Speedway. Said he heard good things about Midvale, wanted to come out and try it. He is here in the 57. Nice looking race car. Your race leader, Ryan Alm in the 6, Tabby Stuber in second, Marshall in third. Good battle between Marshall, Clark, and Howery for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th spots. Ryan Alm, your race leader. White flag in the air. Tabby Stuber third, still good, or second, still good battle for third between Marshall and Clark. Final time into turn number 3. Off turn number 4, your winner, Ryan Alm. Oh, Alan Clark way up the racetrack. He'll finish 4th. Finishing 3rd, Zach Marshall. 2nd was Tabby Stuber. 3rd was Mike Howry. So we will take a brief intermission. Oh, wait, sorry, we got another race. Sorry. Sponsor number 6R. Put your hands together for Ryan Alm. Pole. Scott Wendling in the 5, Savannah Alm in the 7S, Timmy Long in the 46, Brenton Irwin in the 5, Trevor King, Brenton Irwin in the 23, Trevor King in the 7. Green flag back in the air for heat race number 4, Timmy Long in the 46. Picked up that second compact feature win last week from the infield. Good to see him and Jonathan Weber both okay after that accident. Weber electing not to run tonight, but Timmy Long back in his car. Josh Irwin leading in that 85. Scott Wendling in the 5, still on the outside. Good race up front between Weber and Wendling. Savannah Alm looking to the inside of Timmy Long. Timmy in the 46. Scott Wendling still working in that high lane. Pushes up the racetrack. Josh Irwin continues to lead in the 85. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go for Josh Irwin, Scott Wendling, Timmy Long, Brenton Irwin, and the 7S of Savannah Alm. Oh, Wendling, way up the racetrack, into the wall. Caution on the speedway. When charged with the caution, green flag back in the air. Green flag back in the air. Josh Irwin in the 85 and the 5 of Scott Wendling. Josh Irwin, Scott Wendling side by side for the race lead. 2 to go at the line. White flag for Josh Irwin. Oh, 3 wide. Timmy Long gets hit again. Now, caution on the speedway. So 1 lap to finish it. Josh Irwin, Timmy Long. Green and white at the same time. We're green. The 46 at Timmy Long. getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Green flag is in the air. Timmy Long on the outside trying to take the race lead. Josh Irwin up the racetrack. Here comes Brent Irwin on the bottom. Not there. Good move to back out. Josh Irwin, Timmy Long, side by side. Here comes the checkered flag. Long way up the racetrack. Your winner is Josh Irwin. Brent Irwin will finish